point all the way through whenever launches officially. You know, we're just doing sort of baby launch now, but officially, like, make it part of the absolute curriculum that these people have to come in and talk. And then as we get, I mean, presumably we're gonna have to get other teachers too. Like, I'm assuming the launch is gonna be more than one. Like, right now we only have one. You are our foundational studies teacher. We had two before because they each were teaching each segment, but luckily you were able to take both. But in the future we could have 3 or 4 sections of launch.
Right.
And so getting after this, since you're sort of on this part of it, getting them up to speed with what exactly they have to do, and I think having that stuff in there is really, really good. And, you know, helping them learn how to use music, because I don't think not every teacher knows how to do that. Like, they want to do it. I think a lot of people are like, oh, that's a cool idea, but they don't really know how to do it. So having somebody to talk to and sort of mentor once they start coming in will be useful too, because if not, then we're going to be starting over every single time.
Right.
And that's exactly what we don't want.
Right.
That's what happened to FS every time. It was like this, like, well, just do what you think you can do. And that's so not sound educationally at all.
And I feel like that happens a lot. It's happening with us sometimes because like we're all launch teachers, but everybody's doing something different. Then when we come to portfolio, it's like, well, what did you teach? Well, wait, I didn't focus on that. And then, so like,
consistency.
There's no consistency, and except for the CRT, like that's the only thing that everybody did the same. So I think that's why everybody bases like so much off of that one in class essay, because that's the only thing that everybody did similar.
Right.
And we do, like in our department, we generally try to balance out academic freedom with norming. And it's a very fine knife edge balance, because we do norm it, and we do have a department syllabi for every class that they have to follow. Like, they have to integrate it into their syllabus, and they have to follow it. But in essence, how they get there is totally up to them. So if they do it with music, if they do it with literature, if they do it with some god-awful textbook, totally up to them. But their students all have to get to this point. And that sort of helps give the teachers freedom to be creative, to do what they want, and also have a single goal of, like, all of these should look like this near the end. Like, at least the level should be at this. So we're, you know, trying to integrate that now with launch as well. It's like, we need to balance it out. We want you to have freedom, but we also want everybody to come out being able to do these certain things that this next level is going to ask of them.
And that actually ties in perfectly, Sarah, with what I'm proposing that we maybe try workshopping, and that be choosing some of the performance tasks that have been set. Since Truman is also going to be workshopping launch, Gail's going to be teaching, Gordon Allen, she's going to be teaching the literacy section. And so she has selected she'll be implementing the 5 performance tasks because she's doing 12 credit hours. So I thought it would be really neat to have you, if you're willing, of course, also possibly use some of those performance tasks, or pick and choose, and they're based on the themes that we've already developed. Ellie was a part of the curriculum design team this summer, so you're really familiar with them already. And so it might be nice to have, like that you said, like by the end of the semester, have students be able to write this essay, and then we can try to norm those essays so that we can kind of figure out across the board what is a launch student kind of looking like, what are the different levels of a launch student. And then that's only going to inform our planning in the future in terms of, okay, these are our levels now, how are we going to differentiate to hit all these levels?
I can give you Mr. Professor Moody's report. I don't know if he's ever sent it to you. He is our oldest